This podcast is sponsored by our ASA Rock and Metal Fans Facebook page.
Strap yourself in, because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
All right, mate.
How's it going?
How's it going? I was on the Google Meet link instead of on this one. I was just sitting there for 10 minutes looking at myself.
Was it a pretty picture?
I haven't sat on it for a while, so yeah, I was like, am I in the right place? And then I was like, I mean, there was a Zoom meeting link at the bottom, and I was like, shit, there we go.
Do you ever look in the mirror and go, you dumb motherfucker, you?
Every day. Every time I wake up, I'm like, why?
Yeah, it sounds like my life too, man. So how do you pronounce the name? Is it ELYREAN?
Yeah, ELYREAN. Yeah, that's actually...
ELYREAN. Okay, cool, man.
Yeah.
What's it like opening up for Annihilator?
I don't know. I guess like when we first found out, it was cool as fuck. They're a band I love, so that was really cool. And but the day itself was pretty stressful. Like we got there, and then like it was just like a big rush. We didn't know what time we were on. No one was telling us. We didn't find out until 15 minutes before we were on.
What?
And then, and then the microphone I was using kept like giving me electric shocks. And it was just, it was weird. The crowd was a bit weird. So
I mean, that must be kind of difficult though, Asa, because I mean, you're opening up for, Jeff Waters is a genius on guitar anyway, as it is. And I mean, however many studio albums, like 23 or something ridiculous like that. To play to predominantly their crowd must be kind of weird.
Yeah, like we didn't know if we were going to properly fit in because we're a thrash band, but like your typical thrash band.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know like it's the same kind of thing. They're not like they have that old school sound, but obviously they've always been a bit more on the technical side of stuff as well. So we just started playing, and I don't know, like the crowd the whole night was pretty dead. There's
really,
quite a few people there. Yeah. So even during Annihilator set, there was like no movement, no one was really doing anything. The only time there was any show of enthusiasm was during Alice in Hell, which was the last song I played of the night. So. Oh,
really? That's terrible.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, it's kind of weird. I would have thought, being Annihilator, that they'd at least get their support out there and thrash shit up.
Yeah, I mean, what was weird to me is obviously all these people have paid the price to go see them and stuff, and yet they look like they'd rather be anywhere else, kind of thing. Is how it was.
Wow.
It was really weird.
That is strange. I mean, like you say, people are paying good, a hefty, not a hefty price, but a good price for a ticket, and you go there to have a good time, But,
I had a good time.
There you go. That's all that matters.
Yeah, my older brother came. He's a big Annihilator fan. We had a few drinks and stuff. It was good fun.
So you do the vocals and guitar or bass?
Bass, but I do also play guitar and do quite a bit of songwriting too.
Have you? Is that part of the new album? Is the new album done, by the way?
It isn't fully done. Our drummer's building a studio, so we need to finish the writing off, which we've mostly done now. I think there's like one track he's reviewing. It's just stuff like ambient layers and additional instrumentation for the rest of the songs and getting lyrics finished.
Okay,
but we've made some good progress lately, and then when the studio is built, we can start recording it.
Any singles coming out?
We have a standalone single that isn't on the album. That'll be coming out. That's the first thing we're recording when the studio's built. So that should be out by like halfway through this year.
Right.
And then after that, we already have an idea of what one of the singles will be for the album itself as well. So.
Okay, so I mean, you guys are labeled as a technical thrash or technical melodic thrash metal. And you guys are from the West Midlands. What's the scene like?
It's pretty decent. There's some good thrash bands around here. You got like Eradicate and all that. We've kind of moved away from that sound, but they're probably one of the most well known. So the scene is pretty good overall. You get some decent tunes out at shows, and there's like, even if it's not like a massive scene, it's a very supportive scene for the most part. So.
Right. You also obviously do the merchandise and all that sort of thing. Does that play like a real integral part in being in a band? Because that's where the money is. That's where the money's at, right? That and gigging.
Yeah. we've got like merch and stuff. For us, we don't push it super hard, especially because we haven't been playing shows, and with COVID, everyone's going broke and stuff. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it does. It definitely helped for us quite a lot. Like once we started getting like people buying stuff, we was like, oh, we're getting more money to do more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly how it is. It's you pay it forward, right? I mean, the guys that come out to watch shows, buy the merch, gives you more money to do more merch and more shows. So, you know, if you want to see the band again, people, buy the merch, go to the shows,
Well,
do the right thing. So how's the COVID situation been?
for us, it's been not too bad. We were just mostly focusing on writing the album anyway. So
Right.
it's probably helped speed that up along a bit more, and it's definitely helped like me kind of think about the lyrical subject matter I want to tackle and all that stuff too, a bit more in depth, and especially like all the stuff that's happened during the COVID period, like, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement and all like the different social tensions around the world right now with all the different views, because everyone's online more than ever, and no one has a filter online anymore, so just constant clashing of egos pretty much, and it's definitely helped think about like
keyboard warriors, man. Keyboard warriors.
Yeah. Some people, you know, if they don't care about facts, just to them,
they just believe whatever is in front of them, and that is it. Then they go for it.
Yeah. So,
are we gonna broach the subject of politics in the UK?
yeah, yeah. That is that's a shit show.
That's a shit show. Yeah. I honestly, I couldn't fucking believe it when I saw that one dude say something that all the musicians and artists need to retrain themselves. Really?
Yeah.
Really,
yeah,
motherfucker?
really.
Why don't you go train your own fucking brain again? Jeez,
Yeah, really shitty. Yeah, he's a dickhead, he is.
An absolute fucking ass, man. That's what that guy is. Absolutely.
People voted him in and then they're moaning about what we're doing, and I'm like, you were told this is going to happen. And I'm like, no. He was like, yeah, you're just dumb as shit.
Yeah, let's not talk about Boris Johnson. That's another arse. But anyway, that's a different arse altogether.
It's like an arsehole.
I lived in the UK, so for about 10 years. So I have a like almost like a, how can I say, like 1 foot there, 1 foot here kind of vibe. 10 years is a long time in London, man. And I saw some fucking idiots in Parliament, but Jesus, this guy takes the fucking cake, man.
Yeah, the party that we have now, like, they don't even hide how fucking awful they are or anything. They're like, we starve people as kids and stuff. And everyone's just like, they just buy into it, they allow it to happen. And
but it's like this throughout the world. Like you were saying earlier, everything's gone fucking tits up. I mean, look at America.
Yeah, I know, it's fucking like, you have John Schaefer from Oyster storming the Capitol, committing fucking acts of domestic terrorism. I mean, you have people on this fan page like, what do you mean that's the most metal thing ever? Overthrowing the government? I'm like, we tried to overthrow a government because his president didn't win a democratic election. It's hardly the most metal thing ever.
Yeah, it's a further metal, but anyway, fucking hell. I think that's politics done and dusted for me.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite drink, man? Coming from the West Midlands, let's have it.
Well, alcoholic-wise,
I mean, if you're not a
Plum Porter by Titanic Brewery. It's probably my favourite.
Okay.
It's delicious stuff.
Delicious drinking water. I'm a Jack Daniels fan myself, but anyway,
I like a bit of whiskey, a bit of bit of rum and stuff like that too.
Best beer that I really enjoyed over there was, or two of them actually, was Spitfire.
Spitfire.
Yeah, and John Smith's Extra Smooth on tap.
We used to love John Smith's, me and Daryl, who's the drummer, and then we went to Download one year, and every time a plane passed over, because it's right by an airport, someone would shout plane and you'd have to down your drink, and the amount of times we downed lukewarm John Smith, it was it lost its appeal.
yeah that's like doing it with Guinness. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
It's been baking for 3 days in the sun, and then all of a sudden someone's like, plane, you've just woken up as well. Like, it's been 5 minutes and instantly someone's forcing a John Smith's into a beer bong and you're just downing it and you're like, oh. This isn't it. This is not an experience I want to relive.
Oh shit, that is funny, man. Fucking hell. It's like there's a bar here where I live. Not a bar, it's like a restaurant, but it's got a little bar section. Every time that the auto DJ plays Summer of '69 by what the fuck is that guy's name? Brian Adams. Everybody has to down whatever they've got. Fucking terrible. I haven't gone there for years.
That's just always when I have someone queuing it on a jukebox, just end up fucking alcohol poisoning. There you go, instant death.
What's the best download festival you've been to, and what did you see?
I think it would have been, was it 2013 or 2014? I don't know. It was one when Maiden and Rammstein played together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I forgot which year it was in, but it was like that was really, really good. Yeah, I remember Rammstein, just the amount of heat. I was like halfway across the field pretty much, and I could still feel with really heat coming out. It was insane.
All the fire and all the shit that they do.
Yeah, it was just. I was like, I'm warm. This is good. I feel sorry for the people at the front who probably had no faces left.
Hey, it's an experience, man. You got to ride the wave.
Yeah, it was great. I think Slipknot played that one as well, actually.
Oof,
from what I remember.
That's brutal. I mean, the only download that I was at, I don't know if I can't even recall if it was download. I think it was, but Metallica were playing, and it was Marilyn Manson, and this is like 96 or 97 or something like that. I mean, the first time that I went to a really big show was the Milton Keynes Bowl, and it was, I think that was 92, and Metallica were touring the Black Album, and they had Megadeth with them, Diamond Head, The Almighty, and that was just like, I remember, this is how fucking stupid I was. I remember on the bus, I'd done my back in, and I was on these pain pills, and I was drinking Jack Neat, and by the time I got there, I was falling all over the place, and I just remember lying on the embankment with my back like fucking hurting, and just hearing like Diamond Head playing, and then the Almighty. I was like, okay, I've got to get up now. And I don't recall much, but I do recall Megadeth and Metallica, and that was good enough for me, man. And Metallica played for like 3 fucking hours. It was insane. Got home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Just absolutely nuts.
Sounds ridiculous. Megadeth and Metallica back then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, can you imagine seeing the two of them? I mean, they just sort of like just patched up as well. So it was like,
that's when Newstead was still in the band. Newstead was a freak of monster, and
he's crazy.
I know. I'm amazed his neck hasn't fell off. He didn't just start taking off.
I mean,
he started windmilling.
Well, talk about windmilling. We can talk about Floor Jansen all day long, man. But yeah, I remember seeing him, and that's when he just cut his hair as well. So he had no hair; he had shaved it off, and he was still doing the whole windmilling thing. And I just remember checking his neck, like pulsating, like just fucking ridiculous. I mean, that's the reason why he left, anyway, didn't he? He left because he said all the injuries that he's done to himself, and
I think it was that, and he wanted to do a side project kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
that's right.
Band, and Metallica were like, now. We can't have that get
that's not going to happen. Yeah.
You get the classic Lars Ulrich, who fucking left the band.
Lars. I've been advised to not diss Lars, just in case I have a podcast with him one day, which I fucking
yeah.
Yeah,
or if you have one,
that'll happen. I'll just take another swig of my fucking Jack, why don't I?
Yeah.
Just absolutely mad, man. Fucking hell. So what's your rig rundown, man? What do you play on?
I have some cheap as fuck 5-string days. It's like I don't know the exact model. It's just by East Coast. It does the job, so I don't care. I do want to.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I want to upgrade to
an
Ibanez of some sort.
Yeah,
that's a 4-string. Because I don't use the like real thick A string on the 5-string because you're playing D standard, so I never need that string.
Yeah,
it's always getting in the way when I'm playing live, and I'm just like, I need to get a 4-string. I think. So, I've been on a 4-string different Ibanez. Yeah, look, I tried to take it off once, and then the tension in my neck just went.
Oh shit!
It was so bowed. I was amazed Legless didn't come along and try and fucking use it.
Just put it upright and play it like a stand-up bass, man. You fucking into some jazz mode going on there, or some blues or something.
Trying to play like jazz tech thrash. That's going to be fun.
We just call it trash jazz or something. I don't know. Fuck it all.
Tech jazz.
Jash. We're gonna play some Jash now. What the fuck? Who's that? Yeah.
Yeah. It's an abomination, but we're going to do it.
There we go. There's the name of your album. Abomination by Jash. Or whatever the fuck. Okay, anyway. Fuck, I'm talking a lot of shit now. Okay, 2019. Let's talk about the Blacken the Sun album. Those songs are fucking long, man.
Yeah, not intentionally. We start writing songs, and then we're just like, we come up with intros, and then we come up with like all riffs in between, and then we never know how to finish a song properly. So we just go, if we add this riff to bridge into this, then maybe we can bridge into this, and then it could lead to an outro. And then, yeah, we end up with like 50 million riffs, and the songs are like 8-9 minutes long, and we're like, fuck it. We called it an EP because it's only got 5 actual songs in it. There's like just an intro and an interlude as well, so we're like, it's technically an EP, but it's 40 minutes long, so...
Yeah, that's I know EP stands for extended play, but that's fucking ridiculous for an EP.
We should have called it EEP, extra extended play.
What's a new album? Eep! No, it's great.
Eep!
Fucking fantastic. But I'll tell you what, man, it's the first time I listened to Blacken the Sun, and it felt like I couldn't stop listening to it. It almost felt like one continuous track, like a concept. And it's funny you say that you didn't know how to end the songs. It just feels like all the songs just, bleed into each other, and it's fucking those riffs, man. There's one song, Distorted Reality. That riff is just fucking off the chart. Then it got even more blistering, dude, in Blacken the Sun. I was like, fucking brutal breakdown, yes. And then I heard Swarm in Darkness. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm fucking walking. I was like, fuck off. I mean, how much more ridiculous can you get? I couldn't stop listening to it right up until we started the podcast. It's like play Swarm in Darkness again. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, that song, it took us a while to learn how to play that one properly for a live setting. I was trying to do the bass and vocals at the same time, and it's the hardest song on the EP by quite a large margin.
And it's the longest one too.
Yeah.
So,
and the really long scream at the end, I also always do live, so trying to build up the endurance to do that live.
Is that the last song that you end off with?
No, we always end with Blacken the Sun.
Oh, really?
Because it's the shortest,
riff is
thing.
the hardest, sort of like, yeah. Not the hardest,
just like,
yeah. I almost said radio friendly.
Yeah, it's the only song with swearing in it, but it is most radio friendly. Because it's a very simple one to get your head around. Everything else is like, this is a 8 minute long opus, and when you got this barely 4 minute long thrasher that's just straight to the point and doesn't bother trying to be fancy. So
it's a fucking good album, man. I'm really enjoying it, man. It's like I said, there's very few albums that I listen to from start to finish, and that's definitely one of them.
When you said it feels like a concept, it's because I wrote a concept for the EP before we started writing the EP properly. So we had a concept laid out already, so we knew what we wanted for each song to be.
So I'm not a fucking idiot then, basically.
Nah, there is a concept behind it, so it tells a story.
Right. Okay, what's the story about?
Basically, it's about this like ancient deity kind of thing, and he falls in love with a human woman who then gets murdered, and then he gets pissed off, and then he kills a planet, and then it turns out she killed herself.
Oh, fuck me!
He's really sad. Yeah.
That sounds like a series.
Yeah, it was basically just like at the time when I wrote it, it was like a big metaphor for my mental health and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So I tried to like break it down to tell like a story that kind of wasn't super in your face and could be like interpreted however you wanted it to. Plus the killing herself thing was kind of ripped off from God of War when Kratos finds out about their family.
Right. So who's the gamer then? You?
I think we all play video games at some times, but Will plays a lot of Overwatch from what I gather.
Right.
And I play mostly Rocket League.
Okay.
Surprisingly, with another guy that lives in South Africa.
It's
Me and him always play.
Rocket League. It's not very metal, is it?
No, but it is very stressful. It's a stupid game. It's so difficult to play. It's got the highest level.
I just find it hilarious because it's like the unmetalist thing ever. But I mean,
yeah, but it's addictive.
Well, that's the problem with games. Yeah. I worked in the gaming industry for a short spell, so I know exactly how it feels. Yeah, it's you can go down that rabbit hole and never come out, and you'll be fucking poor for the rest of your life.
I know it's bad. Like it's a game I play the most, but you know I play like GTA Online, FIFA, and Rainbow Six Siege and all that.
Yeah. That's more metal. And the reason why I'm saying that is, you're probably too young to remember, but do you know a thing called PMRC?
No.
Okay, those are the fuckers that put on the parental advisory sticker. That's where that all stems from.
Yeah.
Parents.
Yeah, I think I've actually heard about that. Yeah.
Music resource or center or fucking whatever bunch of
yeah, didn't really strive for it because of like, I don't know, was it like the Cannibal Corpse records originally, or was it like NWA stuff? I know it's something really controversial about gaming to mainstream media.
I don't know.
Covered.
I know that it started out in the mid 80s, and it was all these bands like Wasp, Twisted Sister, and Priest, and all these old school 80s thrash, which is basically another thing that we're going to talk about, because obviously you guys are influenced in that genre, but they were by Tipper Gore and fucking arseheads like that basically said no, this leads to violence and all this and Dee Snider from Twisted Sister came out and fucking laid it what for to them, and they said put a sticker on, and all they did was make the kids go out and buy all the albums that had fucking stickers on because it was like against their parents. So
I know it's rebellious. Like they're gonna see that and be like, well, this is forbidden at my age, so I'm gonna fucking buy it and piss off my
and
parents.
If I can't buy it, I'll fucking nick it.
Yeah. It's funny because I remember watching a Cannibal Corpse documentary, and they said that on the Tomb of the Mutilated album cover, the parental advisory sticker is bigger than the logo. And I'm just there like, who needs a parental advisory sticker? Have you seen that cover art? That is clearly going to be explicit.
No, that's the funniest thing. Try and stop music being, don't let your kids buy it. All the kids are like, fuck that, I'm buying it. Whatever album I see with that sticker on, I'm buying it. And I did exactly the same thing when I was a kid. So, yeah. That worked. Not. Bloody arseheads. So how did ELYREAN actually start then, Asa?
Well, I guess the first time, it's pretty much when me and Daryl first met. We played in a bunch of bands for ages together. Because we met at a Solosis concert, which is our biggest influence.
Okay.
So that was in like 2012 in the Stings and Arrows tour. I think Hang the Bastard and Zeraf were on there. And it was a great show. I nearly died in the pit because I didn't understand what pits were back then. And I was just standing in the middle of a room as Solosis started playing, and I was nearly crushed to death. But yeah, it was like us and a bunch of mates started a band. Didn't go very far. But me and Daryl decided to carry on making music together. So we started a bunch of other bands, and none of them went anywhere. We kind of got annoyed because like people weren't committing to it, and everyone had different ideas of what they wanted. And me and Daryl were kind of like, you know what, we're just going to go do our own thing together and do the style of music we wanted to do, which is more that Solosis type of thrash metal stuff.
Right.
So we just started ELYREAN. I think we started under the name Elysian at first, back in like 2014.
Okay.
But there's already bands out there with that name, and we was like, we got to change the name. And then I came up with ELYREAN, and we was like, yeah, that's cool. And then eventually we held auditions for ages. And then we met Dan first, and then not long after that, Will came along, I think. And then
what are the influences for ELYREAN then?
Obviously, Solosis is the biggest.
Yep.
Death is a massive one. Revocation. Early Sepultura stuff is, pretty big. Then you get stuff like Tesseract and Nightwish, Hans Zimmer for all the orchestral stuff.
Hans Zimmer, jeez, that guy.
It's all over the place. It's everything.
You talk about Nightwish. I mean, Tuomas, jeez, look at that dude. He's something else as well.
Yeah, he's insane. Me and Darryl are big fans. Saw him at Bloodstock in 2018, I think it was.
Oh, that's a life
They were
goal
so,
for me, man, to see them live.
yeah.
Oh,
They
damn.
did Ghost Love Score, and it was incredible. You know, Claus,
Sheesh.
obviously, she's like bloody huge, like an Amazonian warrior or something.
Yeah. I mean,
Belting out.
she's like nearly 7 feet tall. What the
I know,
fuck, man?
it's insane. She just
Massive.
towers.
I mean, I feel sorry for Empu. I mean, he's like 5 foot something. Jesus.
Yeah.
Shame. But that guy is funny on stage, man. Jeez. He is hilarious. He's a fucking good guitarist, though. Jeez.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Mind you, the whole band is pretty damn good.
Yeah, Marco recently left, which is a shame.
Yeah,
his vocals added like another dimension for Lord to play off.
But I mean, what's your take on that? The reason why he left? I mean, is it true about the music industry just being so fickle and shit?
We're not at that level to really know, because I think it's more of like being signed to labels, and you know, you have like different people always dipping their hands into a pot when you get that big, because you can't handle everything yourself by that point. So everyone's trying to be like, you should do this and do that, and try and take over everything. And you know, it's just a case of too many in the kitchen, I guess. Whereas we don't have that, and we don't really ever want it to get that bad. Like, we always want to make sure it's clear that we did sign to a what is label.
Oh, because I mean, I know obviously a shout out to Matt from Unearthed Music for putting us in touch and hooking me up for this conversation. But what is the end goal here? Is the end goal to be signed to a major label in one way or another, or just being independent and doing what you want to do?
I think it's like the way most bands succeed is through major label stuff. So we would take that route preferably, as long as we could get a deal that we know benefits us and we know what's going on.
That's the tricky part, isn't it?
You got to get lawyers and stuff to look it over, people that know what we're doing, so you can decide whether or not it's the right deal to negotiate, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you can. There's too many cases of bands being screwed over trying to sign with labels, so you don't want to get into that position.
Well, it's a too common occurrence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got to avoid
so
that
we're
shit
going to just
somehow.
see how it goes. Is basically the plan. We're doing it for passion mostly. We love doing it, so yeah.
Interesting. I mean, it's. I can understand the reasons why. I mean, he's a manic depressant anyway, as it is. So I can understand the reason why he left, and to him, I don't know if it was like promoters taking money from the band, and geez, you really got to keep an eye on everything, man.
Yeah, there are dodgy people out there.
I guess this is why people who are doing it independently. You've got to have a good bankroll yourself to be able to do it independently. I guess if that's your goal, is to do festivals and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why Gojira started their own label, because Roadrunner kept fucking screwing them over, and I was like, oh
yeah, but shit. They've got money, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, they're a big band, one of the biggest bands in the business right now.
Yeah, and they are fucking good. Jeez.
Oh yeah, they're insane though. They're just next level.
Yeah. What's his name? Mario Duplantier or whatever his name is. Jesus, on the fucking drums. Jeez.
That shit crazy guy he is. I don't get it.
Fucking nuts, man. But I mean, they built their own studio in New York and all that sort of shit now. So I mean, again, they can just do whatever the hell they want. It's like Metallica, Megadeth. They all own their own shit. I mean, you know, that's the goal, right?
Yeah, it'd be nice to make a living from it.
Yeah, basically in a nutshell. We could dissect this for the next 3 hours, but the nutshell is that you want to be able to make some money from it, and that's the hard part. Yeah,
it'd be good to be like the next year, for example, or something, and just if you're doing something more unique and interesting, people listen more. And
it's certainly working for what it, it'll happen. Just like everybody says, just keep doing it.
Yeah, just gotta keep pushing and trying to find ways to utilize the tools we have at our disposal and all that stuff. Like
so talking about the online stuff, dude.
I'm there.
I know it's hectic. I mean, I'm not involved in music like that, but the podcast stuff just takes up so much time. It's crazy the amount of time it takes up. But if you have a love for it, then it should be pretty much easy, really. But let's fuck it, I'm talking shit now again. But let's talk about tours and all that sort of stuff. You guys played Bloodstock in 2019. So what was that festival then?
Well, that was a great experience. It's my favourite festival. For people who don't know, it's like the biggest independent metal festival in the UK.
Okay.
So it's like, you get like pretty big bands there. Like Nightwish were there in 2018, Gojira were there in 2018, and so were Judas Priest, I believe. The lineup for this year, it's got Judas Priest back, and then you got Merciful Fate, and a bunch of insane bands. But we have like the big main stage, and then they've got like a bunch of like little tents and stuff.
Sure.
Well, not little, but they like you got the Sophie stage, which is, it kind of blends like what the New Blood stage does and what the main stage does. So you get like bigger acts throughout the day, but then you also get like the bands that are really breaking through in the UK mixed in with it.
Right.
So it's like homegrown talent mixed with the talent that's breaking through.
Yeah.
In the across the world pretty much, and then you get New Blood stage, which is what we played, and that's basically anyone who does Metal to the Masses and wins plays that stage. And it's basically just like all the small unknown UK bands and some abroad too, because I know they do it in like Norway and places like that.
That's probably the most exciting stage of all, I would have thought, because any promoter label would be there.
Yeah. It's all about like just purely small bands, bands our size who maybe won't get an opportunity to play a major festival. Bloodstock provide one, which is brilliant. There's some bands when they do it, they go, we played Bloodstock, dream achieved, and then they'll call it a day kind of thing. Whereas others really use it as like a way to boost themselves and
market
really
themselves and get the name out there and whatever else. But still, I mean, that's a major thing to be on. So, I mean, congrats, man.
It was.
That brings me to my next point is what's going to happen in 2021?
Hopefully, we'll play a bunch of shows in the later half if things start going back to some relative normalcy over here. But for sure, we'll have at least a song, 2 songs out, preferably, if not a standalone single, which is the Omniscient one, which we'll have out at some point. Then hopefully the album might be towards the later end of the year if we can get it.
So I mean, this is all going to be a build up to 2022, basically.
Basically that is the idea. Hopefully get some shows thrown in if we can as well.
Well, you can count your fucking lucky stars you're not here in South Africa, man, because lockdown means like no alcohol, no cigarettes, none of that sort of shit. So your lockdown ain't so bad.
Yeah, that is pretty extreme over there.
Oh, fuck. Everything in South Africa is fucking extreme, man. It's ridiculous. Fucking extreme, man. You should check out some of the bands, man. It'll be right up your alley, I can guarantee you. So Asa, dude, we are now fast approaching the end of our time slot here. So I just want to touch on just one thing. A couple of things. First, again, a shout out to Matt from Unearthed Music. Good luck with the album, obviously, when it does come out. Let's have another chat, maybe. And everything will be in the link in the description below. All the links, like, love, share to everybody that's listening. Give this band a listen, man. It's fucking rad. Their current album, Blacken the Sun, is on Spotify. So all the links will be in the description below. So go give it a listen. But give us your funniest tour tale.
We haven't done a full tour yet.
Okay, give us a funniest gig moment or something like that.
Oh my god.
Is there too many?
I don't know. There's been a few odd moments. I think the thing that sticks out the most to me is we did a show in Nottingham at a place called Albert's, which I think is and it was with like War Crab and Riptide were there and stuff. And I don't know, there wasn't like a big crowd, but there was 3 people doing a mini mosh pit. And I just saw this guy midway through the set. I think it was during Swarming Darkness. I think it's the first time we played that song live. I just saw this guy like getting yeeted straight towards a brick wall. And he like tripped over himself and had to like flip himself off the wall pretty much to save his face from getting smashed in. And I just remember watching that happen, trying to do vocals and trying to maintain a straight face. And there was that, and there's been a time when we was a member down for a show, and Dan started playing the intro to Where Shadows Dwell instead of Blacken the Sun because they use the same scale.
Right.
And I was like, this is Blacken the Sun. He starts playing the wrong riff, and people that were there knew the songs. So they were like, that's the wrong song. And then Dan's just laughing. And we were just like, Jesus Christ. The thing is, we played that song earlier already. We already played that one. I'm like, we've done that one.
That's awesome, man. Asa, listen, I just want to thank you for taking the time to chat to me, man. And I'm glad we connected. And please do subscribe to my channel when it does come out. I'll link you guys on Facebook and all that sort of stuff. So again, thank you so much. And again, another shout out to Matt from Unearthed Music.
Yeah, I'll join earlier next time. I'll check the link instead of joining a wrong link and looking at myself. Like,
awesome, man, dude. Keep well, keep safe, and we'll do this again.
Yeah. See you later, mate. Cheers.
Absolutely. Cheers.